What is up, my tricksters? It's your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero back again. Before we get into this video, guys, I want to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I want this video to get to 10 likes. If it gets to 10 likes, the next video I'm going to have is I'm going to either give you like unfair cards or unfair engines that you can get on a budget. So give me at least 10 likes and we'll do that as like the next video. But today's topic is going to be something that I think that a lot of casuals need to hear this, and I think that I'm one of the best people to hear for casual players to hear it from, as somebody who is kind of somewhere in the middle when it comes to casual and competitive. Like, I want to win, but I want to win with what I want to win with. You know what I mean? So casuals, I'm gonna need you to hear me. And I know from, if you guys read the title of this video, I know all the competitive players are like, doy. I already know you guys already know what I'm supposed to be talking about. You've already acknowledged this if you're a competitive player, but some casual players are a little salty. And so I'm going to be giving them some much needed information for them to mull over, and hopefully will help with the saltiness going forward in the future. This video was inspired by the MCole 440 video that happened. Anyway, point being, he was talking about, is Yu-Gi-Oh bad? And he brought up a commenter, I'm guessing from Zodiac Duelist, who was distraught with the game. You know, they were saying things like everything's just, you know, basically hashtag negate, and you know, 90% of it is, let's see, what was the quote here? I got a quote here. I pulled it up. Oh, yeah, he called competitive players basically narcissist. So, because they want to crush and destroy their opponent. And I understand where that person's coming from. I understand their frustration. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. The big point that you guys need to take away if you're a casual player and you're tired of losing, and I kind of talked about this in my last video where I was trying to give you guys some tips for things to think about if you're a casual wanting to, you know, at least not get rumple stomped by a competitive player. That was my last discussion video. So this video is literally me just gonna point it out to you. Yu-Gi-Oh isn't a fair game. It just isn't. A lot of the cards are very overpowered, and the cards you need to keep up with other things in the game are, you know, a lot of them are very expensive, and, you know, a lot of casual players just flat out do not have the finances to collect some of those cards. I am included in that. I can't afford Dragoon. I can't afford the Brave package. I can't afford the DPE package. These are all really powerful engines, but I cannot afford them. And by the time I can afford them, let's be honest, they're probably either going to be banned or irrelevant or both. In some scenarios where it's all like it's banned, but it would be irrelevant if it wasn't, you know? So I understand where this person's coming from. They're wanting like back and forth games. They're wanting fairer Yu-Gi-Oh, which is why we're using the Millennium Scales artwork here from the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, because, you know, this is what people want. I think actually, and I think most players do legitimately want Yu-Gi-Oh to be a more balanced game. But until then, the best thing that I think that casual players need to understand is that the game isn't fair, and it's done so on purpose. Konami has deliberately made this game unfair. There are going to be winners and losers, and the big deciding factor for a lot of people is going to be two things: what you know, plus this. And yes, that is a Marvel wallet. That's what I'm getting at. You either, and there are options, there are things you can do, but the big advice is that I like I was saying in the last video where I kind of mentioned this topic at the tail end, is really the best advice I can give you casual players. If you are tired of losing to competitive players, you're going to have to do some homework, research what they're playing, what the weaknesses are of those decks, so that you can kind of build stuff to have that either inside your deck or in the sideboard. And then you need to find the unfair thing. And this is the thing that I was trying to reiterate with a lot of that you know, at the tail end of my last video. Every deck has something unfair that it can do, right? A lot of decks do. Heroes are practically hand trap proof, except for like Nibiru. Excuse me. Dinosaurs, have this monster that, and Blue Eyes now have monsters that can just attack a bunch of times. And there are cards that are coming in the future that are going to make that a little bit more viable, I think. Like Track Black, if you play Master Duel, it allows a multi-attacker monster to let you get draws. So once that's a card in the TCG, assuming it's a budgety-esque card, I think that we players who have monsters that are going to attack multiple times will have a new route to take. The biggest thing that I can tell you is find your unfair thing. And there's actually a lot of budget unfair things. Things that, are one-sided destruction and destroy multiple things. There's tons of, there's things like that. There are cards that, takes cards away from your opponent. The best thing that I can tell you is you literally have to find the unfair thing. Mermails siphon away the hand. That's one of the strategies they have. I saw a Dinosaur player do it the other day, using the Lithosogym, the True King variant. They siphoned away the hand by resurrecting the Gothams Synchro monster with the scrap engine. It was very impressive. I still won the game by the skin of my teeth, but it was very impressive to watch them siphon away all but 2 cards out of my hand. So before I even got to play the game, the point that I'm getting at is that I understand where that commenter that Robbie's video is talking about. He's like, oh, I'm so tired of all this negation or this, oh, you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! I understand that. I understand that frustration. I really do. If I had my way, the game would be fair tomorrow. Literally, it would be, okay, boom. All the BS cards in the game are banned. And all the cards that, and all the cards or anything or routed to be more fair. I would love that. I would love for Yu-Gi-Oh! To be fair. Honestly. But the truth is that that's not going to happen until there's a way for Konami to make money off of it. That's legitimately how it is. That's one of the bigger reasons why is because broken cards get packs sold. Gets products sold. That's the nitty gritty of it. It's all down to the money. And so the truth is you're gonna just have to find the unfair thing. Every deck has something that's unfair that they can do. Or alternatively, there are engines and cards and power cards that are unfair. I don't want to give you guys too many examples because like I said, if this video at the beginning of the video, if it gets 10 likes, I'll make a whole list video. But that's the thing that you guys really need to acknowledge is Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't a fair game, and the best cards are going to be expensive, and and here's the thing, it's Konami and the players. Honestly, it's a two-way thing there. There's a lot of reasons why things you can see in other games happening can't happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! But that may be a discussion topic for another day to get Konami to change things. But the best advice I can tell you is you need to find your unfair thing. Like I said, Blue Eyes now has Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. Dinosaurs have Ultimate Dr. Tyranno and Miscellaneousaurus. Shaddolls have on a mountain of recursion plus some really unfair back row cards. Everything there's just tons of cards that are inherently unfair. So the really big thing is to look at your budget, find the unfair thing, and then use engine cards to make your unfair thing happen as fast as possible. And you're seeing a lot of players do it. Now, right now, the Brave engine is the go-to for that. I think Yassine made a video about Dark Magician with the Brave package. It's because the Brave package is inherently unfair, but there are packages you can engines that you can take that are a little bit nicer on the budget that you can try. And I will have no problem giving you a list of those things. If you guys want them, just let me know in the comments below. And like I said, like this video. And I will give you guys some budget ideas to give you guys some unfair cards. And that's all I have to say about it. Casual players, if you're upset that the game isn't fair, I feel you. I really do. I know what it's like to lose to bullshit. For example, nobody likes losing to the Mystic Mind deck, you know what I mean? or the meta deck when you get stomped while you're playing something like Crystal Beast or something, a fun deck. But yeah, the best advice I can give you is until like Konami has more supported like alternative formats, which they're starting with Master Duel. So eventually you will have more than one method to play in. Eventually, but it's just gonna take some time to get there. That being said, I just acknowledge that the game is unfair and look for your unfair thing, and you're gonna probably start finding ways to make that unfair thing happen more often, and you'll see results. Anyway, guys, I hope this video is very helpful for my fellow casuals, because that's what this was about. Like, because obviously nobody wants to get rumple stomped by some hyper competitive player. You know what? Because I get it. Nobody wants to, get beat like where they didn't even get to get on the board. You know what I mean? A lot of casuals are like that. I know a lot of casual players are like, hey, I can lose the game. That's okay. I just don't want to get mulled over. And that advice is going to take you far. So go find your unfair thing. In fact, you know what? Here's a fun fact. If you made it to this point in the video, I want you to comment below what is the unfair thing that your deck does. Tell me the unfair thing in your favorite deck. And guys, if like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to that 10,000 mark. I want my subs to match my name. And leave a like if you like the topic, and I hope this was helpful. Anyway, guys, I'm Ben 2000 yugioh. I'm your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. And I hope in the next video we'll be talking about unfair cards that you can get without breaking your bank. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.